I've been watching a Japanese crime drama lately
Okay.
called Tokyo Vice.
I half expected you to say I've been watching this Japanese anime called Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright Trilogy.
I've been watching this Japanese crime drama called what's it called again? Yakuza for the PlayStation 4.
People start with the first one. I start with 0. You know. So it depends on how you want to do it. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're on the final day of the investigation. You ready?
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Let's do it. So,
Yosh!
Okay. Yosh! I was thinking about this. I don't think it's Gant. I think it's too obvious to be Gant. I think Gant is going to be someone who we end up interrogating on the first part of the trial, but I don't think he's going to be our main person. I think it's either going to be Meekins again, because Meekins is still a little sus, or...
He weaseled out of it, yeah.
We still don't know who the security guard is at the prosecutor's office.
Oh, okay.
We haven't... I don't think that's been revealed. We know of everyone else. I don't think they've ever come up. Or at least their name or their face or anything. So, alright, we'll find out. We will find out.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said.
Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to do. We did what we had to. Oh, I didn't say this the same as the time I did it. Say it in the real. But yes, good. Cool. Right. It's been like 3 weeks for us. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah. I didn't know. I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings.
Sounds like everyone's heard about these killings but me.
Well, I want to convince them.
Wow, you cut out entirely for me during that line.
Yeah,
okay.
sorry.
It's okay.
Lana wanted me to disconnect. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me.
What do you mean, what happened to you?
It's all there in the file. Joe Dog's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence.
But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma?
On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me.
Told you. I said it earlier.
Yes.
Yes. What? I worked it out. He tried to kill you.
Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me.
Ah. Because I was like, oh, maybe it was kids. And then the fact that the brother came into it, I was like, oh, maybe it isn't. But yes, maybe it was kids. But he was just there saving, so he was the one who wasn't. Maybe.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
So that means you...
Yes. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial.
I didn't see that one coming.
I did. Read the file, man! We read it immediately. Yeah. It was the first thing that popped out to me. That there was a marshal in there, and she was a witness. Like, the first thing I did. God damn you, game. Now, have you seen this badge? Like, I think you would need to enjoy looking at this badge. I'm a lawyer, you know. See this? This is my attorney's badge. Recognize.
Yeah. Well, I've never seen a real one before.
You did, like 4 days ago. Okay. Yeah, it's this. I think it's the same line. Yeah. She's just gonna. She analyzed it scientifically. Anyway, yeah. All right. So. All right.
Compositions, Master Silver.
All right. The SL9 incident. Would you like to relay your past trauma to me? Just release it all.
Well, it happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day. Unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office.
I was alone in my sister's office.
She had a busy day today. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work.
Sorry, I just.
Then suddenly,
I want every line.
Then suddenly, Murder Man ruined my fucking life. Okay.
I survived the Joda killings.
This terrifying man, Joe Dark.
He does look like a killer. Like
He looks like a JoJo character.
Remove the knife, I still wouldn't trust the man.
Yeah. He looks like a JoJo villain. Funny, his name's Joe. I don't know. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was on. Instead,
Jake Marshall's brother.
JoJo tried to take me hostage. But before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then...
What happened?
I'll never forget it. Lightning struck, and the lights were... That's the cutscene. That's the cutscene.
Yeah.
Lightning struck, and the lights went out suddenly. You know the opening cutscene?
Oh.
Ages ago. Yeah.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
A bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now.
A permanent picture? Can you print it out? I need that. It's good evidence.
Yeah.
Why is... Wait, really? Okay. Sure.
What did you see in the instant that crime occurred?
Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife.
Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl? Yeah.
I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
That is a stressful day.
Yeah. When I came to Lana was cradling me in her arms.
Poor Anna. You've been through so much.
She went through so much, she hallucinated that she was standing on trial. There's no one there, Lemma.
I couldn't bring myself to testify about that incident. I tried, but words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good.
2 years ago. You must have been 14. That's understandable. Most people that age won't get their paintings in the Louvre. It's okay. Like, I understand.
Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies. And find the evidence to make an airtight case. That's a weird word when it's written down.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Did you also misread it as all right at first?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, technically speaking, saying to make an all right case is not incorrect, but it just doesn't sound right.
I want to make more than an all right case. I want to make like a great one.
Yeah, like, I don't know what the word is. Maybe airtight? I'd like to make an airtight case.
Yeah. That way Lana would never have to forge any.
I see. I think I'm starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime.
Okay.
I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall.
So you weren't able to testify about that?
No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime.
Made it up?
You mean provided bogus evidence?
The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it.
Edgeworth?
Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean. It's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened.
So it's true. Even though he may not have known it, Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. Oh, but that's cool though that it's come full circle. Like, that was the first thing we pretty much learned about him, and it turns out that it's not really true. Like, it is, but it not through his own fault. And I'm never gonna blame Lana. Like, she's just trying to protect Emma. Like, she wants to take him down so that...
Yeah, did people who get the sequel get updated on this episode? Like, do you know what I mean? Because isn't this on the DS?
I see what you mean. I guess not. I guess maybe they went through an entire second game without knowing.
Oh, but wait, was the original Game Boy version?
Yeah.
Was that like Japan exclusive? Or...
It was Japan exclusive, and I think the second one was released before this DS version. I think the third one was released after the DS version, but the second one was also Game Boy, I think? I might be wrong on that, but I think it was before this. So, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, because the studio would care more about, I guess, like international audiences being up to date rather than... Especially a story-intensive game like this.
Yeah.
Because if the story's not a big deal, they release sequels in America all the time without it being like Dynasty Warriors is one example where they'll release it as a sequel, even though it's not technically a sequel.
Bugs Bunny's Crazy
Castle. Sorry. Other way around. They'll release it as like a fresh game, even though it's a sequel. But they won't tell them that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, by the way, this is actually a sequel. Like, they do stuff like that all the time. But because if you're playing the second game, and you kind of need to know this, because this is like an important staple. This is like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But... yeah, interesting.
Because I'm thinking of this as like, oh, it's DLC, like it's optional.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
not DLC. But it wasn't on the original game.
Yeah.
So
after that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold, like she is today.
She must not have been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma.
Interesting. Something puzzling. Yeah, go on.
There's something that's puzzling me, Emma.
What is it?
You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right?
That's right.
Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor?
Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day.
Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police?
Of course. This happened to the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and led into my sister's office.
Sorry, how the hell do you get out of... how? Like, aren't rooms where they're being interrogated, like, locked? Or they're locked, it's certainly locked in with one officer, or two sometimes, and... Isn't the door, like... Isn't there security? Like, how did this happen?
In some cases, if you're not officially a suspect,
right,
they will have you in a room, and they can say things like, "You're free to go anytime you want, but X, Y, Z."
Yeah, I see.
And they do all these kind of body language things where they'll sit you in a place in the room where this sounds stupid, but this is true. They'll position the room in such a way where you can't the body body language of the police kind of prevents you from getting up and walking out.
Yeah.
So it's not high in your mental stack. It's weird, but but that's if you're not officially a suspect. And they say, oh, you're free to go anytime you want. Like they they mean it. But as soon as they have evidence and you're a suspect, then
Yeah.
that ship
Yeah,
has
so that's
sailed.
true.
Like,
If they didn't have any evidence,
yeah.
they must have they must not have had any evidence. But as the interview was going on, they were realizing, so that's why he legged it. And
Yeah.
it was just like, I've got no option. Let's just kill someone. Fuck it.
Yeah. That is also why when police interrogate other police, they're really comfy. Because think about it, right? If you're a police officer, right, and you're in a room with other police officers and they're asking questions, right, they think, I've seen this before.
Yeah.
You're questioning me because you think I'm a suspect.
Yeah.
Well, I want my attorney, blah, blah, blah. I want this, I want
Yeah.
that. That's why they give him the fucking best chair. And this is, like, I find this stuff so fascinating. They give him the best chair, and then before they know it, it's just like, oh, this is against me. Like, it's true. This happens. I've seen things like documentaries about this. It's so interesting. So that's why dirty cops or crooked cops or like police brutality cases, when they get interviewed, they're always in like some stupid cozy room. Like, oh, why is he getting like? Why is he getting weighed on hand and foot? Just wait.
There is literally someone to the left who's got a big fan. Like, why are they doing this? I don't understand.
Yeah.
But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office?
Yeah. Because the detective offices in the questioning room are right across from the elevator.
Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she?
No, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force.
What? That's news to me.
After the Joe Dart case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor.
Right. Everyone who was on that case was punished in some way. That was hers. Interesting.
Yeah.
No, not a huge punishment. It might have even been a pay rise because she's chief prosecutor. So,
Yeah.
Lana used to be a detective? I better have another talk with her. Yeah, alright, let's go. Alright, let's go. Okay, I'm gonna just say this just because I don't want us to bring it up again. But you remember how in Tomb Raider you brought up, and I think it was the final recording session, you brought up that mini game in Rhythm Heaven where it's like,
oh, the mandrill. On.
Yes, that's been in my head all day, and I hate you.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know why it's been in my head, but I've just been saying oi all day. I hate you for
You
it.
woke up this morning and decided to think about the mandrill.
I haven't even played it or seen the actual clip. Like I don't know why it's in my head. It's just your version of it. But you told. I haven't even listened to that scene since we recorded it, and I maybe put it in the best of.
The game, the sounds in the game are designed to be addictive.
Right. But
because
I hate
Rhythm
it.
Heaven.
I hate that it's been in my head all day.
That's not even the worst mini. That's one of the good. That's one of the good mini games. There's other monkey ones. Yeah.
Anyway,
it is my fault. Right. It is my fault after all.
Yeah.
Lana!
I love you for it, but why?
Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence? I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul, why should we?
But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty.
Believe me, I understand the risks. Lana, Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago? And how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office? That's right. Could you fill me in on the details? Especially about the unusual change of jobs. I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright.
Okay. Let's go with detective first.
It's true. I was a member of the police force 2 years ago.
She was amazing. They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together.
Chief Gant? He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked the crime scenes. Damon Gant. He was everything I aspired to be.
They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed. Filed, rather. Yeah, whatever.
Emma really idolizes her big sister. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was...
To gain experience investigating crime scenes, so you could use that experience in court, right?
Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. I know a lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well. No, I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be.
That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth.
It couldn't be helped, Emma. At the trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15 PM there was no murder at the police department.
Tell me that's not true, Lana. What the witness, Miss Starr, said about you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us?
Emma, this doesn't involve just me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so phased before.
Okay, interesting.
2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark.
Second in command? That means the investigation lead was Damon Gant, right?
Yes. Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations. Even at the same office? They would work really well in a sitcom together, wow. We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place. When he tried to murder Emma.
Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark.
You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Now you tell us. Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stages, and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So we waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down, then fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Gant and myself.
That's where he found me.
So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana? It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. 3 bodies? Prosecutor Marshall, the victim Emma, who had passed out, and the suspect, Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. Can't blame her after all her sister must have gone through. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. And let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident? That's right. Quite a coincidence, hmm? I don't buy it.
Oh, what are you saying?
There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident, just by chance.
That case was solved 2 years ago.
At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely.
I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark.
Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case just might not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I shared. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself. The Chief's office. Maybe we should have a look at the Chief's office. The site of the final SL9 murder.
Okay. Let's go then.